Picketing Workplaces Members Guide. A picket is a group of workers striking outside an employer's building, usually outside the entrance and exits on the public highway. The purpose of a picket is to raise awareness of the dispute, to persuade affected workers not to work, and to peacefully exchange information with people visiting the site and the public. Picketers have many protections. For example, your employer cannot discriminate against you for joining a picket. You will receive communications updating you on the dispute and strike days and locations. A picket supervisor will be present at every picket to deal with managers or difficult conversations. You will be provided with any literature or flags needed on joining a picket. You will never be asked to and should never picket alone. Before you go to site, check the weather. Make sure you have suitable clothing. Please do not bring items that will cause an obstruction, and leave your ID badge and work phone at home if possible. Never ever drive a works vehicle when on strike, not even to return it to the yard unless express permission has been obtained from your manager. When you arrive, report to the picket supervisor. He or she will check you've read and understood the do's and don'ts. If you've not done this, they can show and supply a copy. You will be given a high-vis vest and, if necessary, PPE. Please wear this. Don't forget to hand flags and high-vis jerkins back to the supervisor when you've finished picketing. Do's and don'ts. You have immunities from dismissal for the first 12 weeks of legal industrial action. You may refuse to work, and the company cannot apply for a court order to compel you to work or issue any such order to you. You may picket your workplace when it's been organised via the branch. Guidance is for 6 people at each accessway at any one time, although this is not a legal limit. You may signal or ask for a vehicle to stop in order to peacefully communicate. You cannot force a vehicle to stop, but the vehicle must always pass the picket line with due care and attention. You may approach and speak to colleagues going into work and explain the reasons for the strike. You can hand out leaflets and hold placards. The employer cannot stop you from doing this, nor threaten those who are speaking with you. You may ask colleagues involved in the dispute not to work. If they have concerns over joining the action, please refer them to the picket supervisor, who can explain their rights and the CW welfare policy for financial assistance. You may be joined by supporters, but they must not formally join the picket. The police can break up crowds if there's a risk of public disorder or nuisance. Do not form a picket without authorization of the branch. Authorization letters must be held by picket supervisors to confirm the action is legal. Do not picket without an allocated supervisor. And do not block entranceways or exits. Do not picket anywhere other than your allocated location. Do not encourage unaffected employees to strike in sympathy with you. Only those involved in the dispute should be asked not to work. Colleagues can speak to you and visit your picket on lunch breaks, but they must not join a picket or wear official picket stickers, clothing, or hand out leaflets. Do not use company vehicles or property while on strike, and do not drive your works vehicle to take part in a picket line or to drop it off at the yard. The company may request we cover blue light services or danger reports. If this happens, notify the branch to confirm agreed arrangements. Do not trespass on sites, not even to go to the toilet or to talk to someone. The following don'ts are criminal offences. Do not down tools whilst leaving hazards or risk that could cause injury to people or damage to property. Make sure your site is closed down safe first. Do not threaten, intimidate, be violent towards or stalk any person or their families. Do not carry offensive weapons or obstruct the police. Do not follow employees from place to place, and do not follow them through the streets in a crowd of 2 or more. And do not interfere with work sites or move tools or other items. You must follow the directions of the picket supervisor. The picket supervisor may call off a picket if he or she believes it is likely to breach any of the CW guidance or legal requirements. They may also expel members from a picket if they are unruly or at risk of getting themselves or others into trouble. The picket supervisor supports pickets by giving direction and coordinating with the branch. He or she has many more legal responsibilities and guidelines to follow than are listed here, so please take their direction in good faith. Any disagreement can be resolved by a branch officer. Ring 0800 023 5859 and leave a message about any issues and your contact number. A picket is a peaceful method of communicating and persuading colleagues to support you. We always maintain the same professional attitude on the picket line as we do in work. Do not be baited into saying or doing anything by people being offensive or difficult. And remember that when this dispute is over, we'll all be working together again. Joining a picket is a safe and often fun way to spend some of your strike time with colleagues. All pickets will be organised and supervised by the branch. If you can follow the do's and don'ts, then you can picket without any concern.